start our Har Ghar
This
Tiranga
meeting
campaign.
is being recorded.
I hope everyone has their tirangas not just as the backdrop over here, but also in their houses. I was very excited to put it up. And let's move on to this wonderful meeting on this great day. The joint meeting of Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club and L&T Toastmasters Club Powai chapter. I am Toastmaster Gaurang Chandarana, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for today. Before we begin, a few announcements for all of us. I request you to either switch off or keep your phones on silent or avoid distractive noises if they are around you. Request you to keep your microphones in silent mode and unmute when you are invited to do so. We also request you to switch off your video camera when you need to step away and not switch on and switch off while there is a speaker who's speaking, as it can be disturbing. We request you to use the chat function to provide feedback in private chat directly to the speakers and not on the group chat. Our Toastmasters Club's mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Your cooperation today will help us provide just that. Thank you so much. And to proceed further for the evening, I am very happy to introduce the president of Eloquent Elite's Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Girish Mittal. Girish Mittal is an engineer by profession and is a business owner. He runs a software company which specializes in mathematical and statistical models. He is a certified lead auditor for ISO 9001-2015. He is a very active Rotarian and contributes to community service as a leader in a very big way. He is a charter member of Eloquent Elite's Toastmasters Club and has recently taken over as its second president this year. He's an avid marathoner and regularly takes part in the full marathon every year. Welcome and over to you, President Toastmaster Girish Mittal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurang, for this wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We are very happy to have a joint meeting with L&T Toastmasters Club. I welcome you all the members of L&T Toastmasters Club for the meeting, and I also welcome the guests who are present here, especially the distinguished Toastmaster Roshan from Bahrain. The topic chosen today is of vital importance. Can anyone climb Mount Everest without touching the base camp and completing the requirements there? No. Similarly, when we want to master leadership in life, when we want to be an effective communicators, we have joined Toastmasters, and so we have to go through the base camp. But for a new person, the sheer variety of options can be confusing. It was very confusing for me when I first looked at the base camp. Not that it is I'm master of it right now, but I'm getting better at it by the day. The courses look similar. How do we achieve the different skills of leadership doing all the courses? All these questions which we have in our mind, distinguished Toastmaster Lewis will clarify for us. For further proceedings, I hand over the floor to to Toastmaster Girja, who is essaying the role of Toastmaster of the day today, and he is the VP Education of Eloquent Elite's Toastmaster Club. Like me, she is also an ardent Rotarian and juggles too many hats. And best part is she manages to do all this sitting away in Chicago, and I don't know when she sleeps. Over to you, Girja.
Thank you, Girish. It is a lovely day to meet all of you and see that flag behind you is so beautiful. Welcome to the Meet Toastmasters joint meeting with the Eloquent Elites along with L&T Toastmasters Club. Now, today we are starting with an education session. As the Toastmaster of the day, let me welcome everybody, the guests here, as well as other Toastmasters from different other clubs. And we have a lioness here, Ruchita Mera, and all the role players and the other participants. I wish there were more people to receive this knowledge that we are getting today because the speaker here is very eminent. He's from Bahrain. He's an MBA graduate. He extensively worked in India and in the African continent for about 25 years with corporate experience. He has been heading organizations, and at the same time, he has been with the Toastmasters and has built effective and result-oriented teams. And he definitely gives a lot of credit to Toastmasters for it. He always feels that a leader should be genuine in his thinking and efforts. He has been a pathways manager, and he has conducted around 70 pathways sessions. He completed his DTM in pathways within 1,000 days. He has donned various leadership roles in the club, in his area, division, district, and region. He was awarded District 20 Toastmaster of the Year for the year 2021. Presently, he is the Division I Director of District 20. Please keep your pen and paper or note-taking app ready so that we can listen to him and learn to assimilate as many things as we can, though he has agreed and accepted that anytime we have any questions on this, we can always get back to him. Thank you, Roshan, sir. Thank you for distinguished Toastmaster Roshan Lewis. Thank you for accepting this invitation. Over to you.
Thank you very much, madam. And it's my pleasure to be with you all. Hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Before 2018, I was not audible and not visible because I was not in Toastmasters. But Toastmasters made me to audible and visible beyond the borders, thanks to virtual connections. And Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, I've seen her many programs, especially learning programs she has come. That's how we virtually met, and that's the reason we are here. Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. I really appreciate your the cooperation to learn more and also share this knowledge with your clubs. Thank you very much. And we are all connected. I am in Bahrain. Basically, I'm from India, Mangalore. But we are all connected because of this flag, wherever we are. This is a patriotism and the Indian love of India. We are all connected. So happy Independence Day wishes well in advance to each one of you. Let these three colors unite us rather than divide us. So with that message, let me go to today's pathway session. Rule is simple. Anywhere you feel any question, just unmute and ask me. No need to wait for till the end of the session. Number one. Number two, I'll be going through the session, and if you don't understand anything, it is difficult or any tough things. Yes, as President just now shared, it was a lot of confusion for me. Also confusion. It was very difficult for me initially, but I thought, let me learn. Once I learned, I felt how it is easy, how simple it is. Now let me share this knowledge for people like me who are really suffered when joining Toastmasters. Third point, I see a lot of Rotarians here. I was also a Rotarian till I reached Bahrain. I was in Mangalore as well as in Mauritius. I was very active Rotarian. So in fact, I was searching for a Rotary Club in Bahrain in 2018. Accidentally, I stepped into Toastmasters. That changed my life. And that mistake was very beautiful. So I'm connected to Toastmasters now fully. Thank you. With that, let me start my session. Yeah, I have a sharing right. I'll be sharing my screen. So we'll be talking on basics of Basecamp. Before going to the main topic, I think for the members who are very new, Basecamp is your login site where once you register in Toastmasters, you will be working on all your education program through Basecamp. All data management will be done with this site dashboard. That's all what we call Basecamp. Now I was just going through Elite, Eloquent and LNT data. So I found the down one, you can see the last year's achievement with Eloquent. Almost all education goals have been achieved in pathways. And this year, top chart is at this year. Same way I can see in LNT, last year, majority of your education program has been achieved almost all the goals. And even this year, it's now starting. So I can see people are familiar with pathways. In fact, I sent a feedback form to understand where you are. Four people have been responded. Thank you very much for that. So I just want to tailor make my session. Then I went to your pathway dashboard and I found out this. Now coming to timer, kindly time me when it is coming to 15 minutes, just give me a green light. If I, in a screen sharing mode, sometimes I don't see timer screen, kindly spotlight the timer. 15 green, 25 red, yellow, and 30 red.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 20, 15, 25, 30. And this is all about basically pathways. Basecamp is nothing but the education system. It is, we call it in Toastmasters, pathways education system. So here we have 11 paths. 11 paths is nothing but 11 subjects. You can take it for the people who are new. Just 11 subjects. There are different subjects, dynamic leadership, effective coaching, all these different parts keeps you, gives you knowledge of various aspects of leadership, communication, team building, and achieving results. That's all basically these programs. Each has got different types. I'll go through this once, the next slide. So first, we all know in pathways, there are 5 levels. So each path has 5 levels. So each level has different projects, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So there are 11 paths. Each path has different 5 levels. Each level has different projects. So first, any level for first 3 projects out of 5 levels, each path, first 3 levels are mostly into your communication building project. For example, when you start your first path, you're talking about icebreaker. That is your first speech. It talks about communicating, how to deliver your first speech. So 1, 2, 3 levels are basically into training and developing your communications. And 4 and 5, communications and leadership project. There are some project, we call it HPL project, or some DTM projects, or some projects especially building a team. And all these things are between 4 and 5. So to understand this, I just repeat, we have 11 paths. Each path has got 5 levels. 5 levels, total around 14 to 15 projects are there. And mostly communications, first 3 levels, next 2 levels you learn about communication leadership projects. I hope this is clear till here. Let me move into next. So what I want to summarize, 11 pathways. These pathway programs are building with around 300 unique competencies. 300 unique competencies. Maybe, for example, podcast, active listening, writing a script, handling objection while speaking. All these competencies are embedded. Entire 11 paths give you around 300 such competencies. And it's online content, accessible anywhere, anytime. Previously, we had physical manuals. It's very tough to carry and refer. You are now only one button away from this education. So it has made very convenient. And real world transferable skills. I've been in corporates. I feel after joining to Toastmasters, it has helped me a lot to understand. I always feel I would have joined Toastmasters 10 years before. So that's what my perception and my learning from this education program, and it's available in 11 languages, even Tamil and Arabic, it's available. And these are same. You have total 15 projects. Why I'll tell you level 1 is changed. I will little bit change is there. I will explain you why that's 14 to 15 projects. So you may be confused. Last slide I talked about 14, now it's 15. I'll come to. And in this 11 are required projects. You have to mandatory, you have to do. And there are, after level 3 onwards, there are elective projects you have. Level 3, 4, 5. So out of 31 projects, you have 4 electives. So you can select wide range of options are available, and you have more choices. Now let's come to levels. As I said, there are 5 levels in each path. I'm talking about now any path. For example, you take any path, you select any path. The first will be level 1, mastering fundamentals. Here, what you will do, you talk about icebreaker, delivering a speech, preparing a speech, taking evaluation, how to put that evaluation into feedback, and how to do positively take the evaluation, and how to positively give the evaluation as Toastmasters style. Level 2 is learning yourself. Now, before the meeting starts, some members were discussing, is it leadership style, communication style? Yeah, these styles you learn in level 2. Understand your leadership style. There is some questionnaire, you'll understand that, then your leadership style. So this experience you'll share in the club in the form of speech. Level 3 is knowing, especially increasing your knowledge, various projects are there. Level 4 is building skills. Some of the project will really make you to active listening, or even podcasts, as I already told, and how to speak professionally. There is 22 minutes project is there, how to have the crowd professionally, you address the crowd. All these things are level 4. Level 5 is demonstrate expertise. So each levels are like great, from simple to complex. It will start from simple icebreaker to last speech will be a completion of pathway, your experience in pathway. That's a last 10 to 12 minute speech. So that is how it goes. And communication to leadership starts with communication, ends with leadership. It's all about path. Each path makes you strong leader, makes you communicate with each other effectively, and also learn a lot of competencies in communication and leadership. So let me go to each level now. If you see the present people who are joined just new, I will go to my demo also online. I'll show you how to operate Basecamp after this slide presentation. So when you open your first level, who are doing level 1, you will be having 3 projects: icebreaker, evaluation and feedback, project research and presenting. Why I'm telling this? Now it's changed. If you have taken your pathways, purchased your pathways before October last 2021, and you have not done any project, that same path is there in your Basecamp. If you do level 1, you will be having these 3 projects. But any path you have purchased after November last quarter of last year 2021, your first level will change. Instead of 3 projects, there will be other 4 projects you have to. This is a new level 1. So I want to make it clear, don't be confused. I get a lot of calls on this, why it is changed. So if your path is purchased before last year November, it is in your Basecamp, you have not started your any level 1, you will see the old one. You will see these projects: icebreaker, evaluation and feedback, and project research and presenting. Now this 3rd project, research and presenting, has gone to level 3 electives. So what has added now after November, new thing is, 1 is icebreaker, 2nd is writing a speech with purpose, 3rd is introduction to vocal variety and body language, 4th is evaluation and feedback. So these are all projects in level 1. Hope I am clear. Any doubt? Okay, let me go ahead. So this is what you learn in level 2. Like understanding your leadership style, one project will be understanding your communication style. 3rd will be project to Toastmaster mentoring. So understanding your leadership style, very simple. You will go to your Basecamp. Then there are some questions. I'll show you how to load this Basecamp material during my online live. And you will fill some questionnaires. You'll understand the Basecamp will give you, this is some aptitude questions. This is your leadership style. And you come back and present this leadership, how it helped you in your career. So you will be giving a speech on that. 2nd is understanding your communication style. There will be various communication styles. Same process will be there. You will understand. 3rd is introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. So what is Toastmaster mentoring? When you join Toastmasters, you have been given with one of the mentor. Here you will be sharing what is your experience as mentee, either in Toastmasters or outside in your professional life. So that's a simple project in level 2. If you go in level 2, you have to finish 1 speech, and project 2, 1 speech, and project 3, 1 speech. Then coming to level 3, from here you start mandatory and electives. So what are mandatory projects? 1 project will be there in each part, different project will be there. So once you go to path, you will understand 11 paths. Some paths are same, some paths are different. Level 3 it changes, but there will be around 13 electives. So you can select any 2 electives. So in level 3, you have to do 1 mandatory project and 2 electives. If I'm going fast, please let me know. My objective is, for a pathway session, 40 minutes is not enough. I want to give maximum knowledge within that time. If I'm going fast, please let me know. So project 1 in level 3, project 1 you will be doing mandatory project and elective 1 and elective 2. Very important. Sometimes VP education and some of us will get a query. I have finished level 1, I have finished level 2, I have finished level 3. I have completed, but in Basecamp, my levels are not getting completed. Why? The question is very simple. When you're before finishing level 3, you have to finish 3 important meeting roles. One is Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, and evaluator. You have to feed these dates in your profile page. I'll show you when I'll show the demo where to fill these roles. It's one-time filling for your entire Toastmaster life, but it has to be filled. If you don't fill, your level 3 project will not be taken as completed in Basecamp. This is very important point. Many of time we miss it. So from level 3, we'll go into level 4. Level 4, you have 1 mandatory project, and out of 8, you can elect anything. For example, managing online meetings, managing projects successfully, or building and social media presence, create a podcast. So these are the various learnings you can have. This is all electives. Out of 8, you can do 1. So level 4 will help you to learning in one mandatory project and any other electives. So different paths, different mandatory project will be there depending on your path. I have done already 5 paths. Now I am doing my 6th path. So I have in pathways, I have already submitted my 2 DTM, second DTM last week I have submitted. So that's very interesting. You'll learn a lot of things. Some people will ask, icebreaker is coming in every path. Yes, in my first icebreaker, I talked about my background as where I am and all. Second icebreaker, I talked about my exposure in Toastmasters. That is icebreaker. Third icebreaker, I talked my professional life, how helped me. So you can select something about you have to tell. So first page is very important. Sometimes they ask why icebreaker is repeated. You can tailor make it to make your project very interesting. So this is about level 4. Then we'll be going to level 5. Once level 5 is, you have 1 mandatory project and there 5 electives are there. You have to select 1. Actually, in my both 2 parts, I did prepare to speak professionally because this is 20 to 25 minute speech. I did it outside the Toastmasters for the students as well as 1 school teachers, 2 projects. So what happens, you can take your evaluator there. The Toastmaster allows to do the project outside the Toastmasters, but you inform your VP education. So that credit can be given. Thanks to pandemic, I was a member of 6 clubs. So last 2 years, I finished maximum parts giving different clubs, speeches online. So we have to take the advantage of the situation too. So what I want to repeat, you can give your projects outside the Toastmasters also, plus kindly update with your VP education. And you can also in Basecamp fill it also. I'll show you where to fill. That message can go to VPE. This is all about level 5. Once level 5 is finished, you can see here down this portion, reflect on your path. So this is very important. Once your path is finished, finally you have to talk on those 1 path, 5 levels. What has given to you, what is your learning, what are the things you have made in that path. That's very interesting, 10 to 12 minute speech. So you can present. With that, your 1 level gets ended. So 5 levels you do. I hope you got a brief summary of all these 5 levels in a 1 path. So same path will be repeated. So once this is done, what we discuss right now, what is pathways, how many paths are there, each level, what are the projects, and level 3, level 4, 5, what are mandatory 1 project should be done, and there is also elective. We will end our path with reflect on your path, that is 10 to 12 minute speech. This is what we learned so far. Any doubts still here? Or any confusion I have created, you can tell me so that I'll clear the confusion.
So like you just said, you are you have completed around 6 pathways.
5 paths, 6 path I am doing.
6
Yes.
You are doing, right?
Yes.
So normally people do how many pathways?
See, it depends on your education goal. If you want to do for DTM, 2 paths is very important. So you have to do 2 paths. If your goal is DTM. If your goal is, no, this year I'll give 15 speeches, you take 1 path. The Toastmaster doesn't specify you. First path is free. Next path, you will be paying $20 every path. So it's your time, your schedule, your cost management, and your time management. Toastmaster doesn't specify you have to do 1 part, 2 part, 3 part every year. No, it is your club goals. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. So let's move on to next now. So once it is done, this is what you go into straight away into your Basecamp. This is a screenshot of you go and you type www.toastmaster.org. I know all of you know this. Then once it is done, I have made it my home screen. So anytime I can just click it and go. Then you will land into this portion. Now I'll go live into the site and I'll show you how to work on your Basecamp. Let me open Toastmasters.
It's 15 minutes completed, right?
Yes, madam. I saw the green light. Thank you very much. You are very up to date and very systematic. Thank you very much. Yeah. So this is the site where I already just logged in. You know, I think all of you know how to log. Go toastmasterw.org and you can see here your name. If name is Roshan, that means I already logged in. So if you're first time going into this, what you have to do, you're not logged in first time, you go to the site, just write your email ID, but please check the same email ID what you are given during registration of your membership, joining to your VP membership. That same membership ID you have to use it here. If you don't remember, just talk to VP membership or VPE. They can go to Club Central, go to the club roster and find out that VP email ID and give it to you. Use that same email ID and tell forgot password. Immediately link will come to your email. Open that, go and put the password and come and log in again. It's just like any other simple websites, what you do, either social media, same like that, log in. Once you got your password, come back here, log in with that password. It will tell you, welcome Roshan, welcome Shreya, or welcome Girija. That name will be given here. So once you see the name, you're logged in. Now, if your first time you have to come, you have to select a Basecamp. Pathways you have to select. So what you have to click, you click here, pathways. You can go to Basecamp or choose a path first time. Better, let's go to a Basecamp. Once you press go to Basecamp, the next page will open. So you can see 3 tiles here. Hope my screen is visible. Yeah, once these 3 tiles are there, if you're only a member, one club, it will show here club. Suppose you are a multiple clubs. For example, right now I am 4 clubs. I can go to Dropbox and select. For VPs, sometimes they say, I logged into my Basecamp. I'm a Basecamp and I'm unable to see my members. Please tell them which club they already logged in if they are multiple clubs. If they are base club, they are not selected your club, VP of particular club cannot see those members in your Basecamp as a manager. This is only for VPs. Now coming to go to Basecamp, you click here Basecamp, you will be going to Basecamp. If you are VPE, President and Secretary, you are known as Basecamp managers. Here you will be having one extra button. It says log in as a Basecamp manager. That is only for these 3 members. So I am clear. VPM, VP member, VP Education, Secretary and President. If you get one extra button, please understand that is it because you are Basecamp manager.
I get Basecamp manager button.
Are you a VP, sir? Or President?
Yes, sir. I'm President.
That's where you get it. Why those Basecamp managers, I'll tell you. One is that normally the boss of Basecamp is only VP. VP has to approve. But there is an integrity comes. So now VP completes his project, who will approve? That is a question. So it has already given President and Secretary an additional role. And also if VP is not there, President and Secretary can manage this. Or if he forgets to approve something, President and Secretary can remind, see, there are some requests for project completion. I'll tell you how when I show this. Okay, now if you are into Basecamp, you can go to Basecamp. Once you click the Basecamp, okay. Once you are into Basecamp, I click now Basecamp. As a member, you will see this page. This page. Yeah. Any questions? Okay. So here you see there are three things in this page. You'll see paths and learning, speech evaluation, tutorials. And down here you can see my feedback, my badges, my document. Let us come to this. All your learning paths will be stored here, paths and learning. Now, if you want to get speech evaluation resources, you click here, all evaluation will be stored. You just put the project name, the evaluation form, you will get it. You don't need to go inside the path. Then this is a tutorials resource. If you have any doubt, just go to this. Every subject tutorials have been given here. So you can go through and learn. It's a self-study mode. So you have all tutorials. Now someone asked me, is evaluation important? Should I upload evaluation? No, Toastmaster doesn't ask you evaluation, it's your property. But you want to store, there is my document, just go here, click here, and you can create a folder. And for example, you can upload all your evaluation, anything. For example, I have uploaded my icebreaker evaluation resource, all those things. So you can always upload in my documents, but it is only visible to you only. It's not visible to anybody else, but Toastmaster doesn't, international doesn't make it mandatory that you have to send evaluation. Evaluation is for your learning. Coming to path and learning, now let's go to your path and learning. So this is once you, I just repeat, we came to Toastmaster login page, we put a user ID, we entered a password, we came to main page, we saw our name, welcome Roshan. Then I went to a pathways button, I clicked, it told me to go to Basecamp. Then 3 tiles opened. One of the tile asked me go to Basecamp. I came to Basecamp. Then I saw 3 pathways and all, and I clicked that. Now I came here, paths and learning. This is a Basecamp. Here you will be having your paths. Now present path, I am doing presentation mastery. That's why you can see here. Now here, if you have done one path completely, if you're doing second path, very important question some people will ask me, I have done my path, I am unable to see my first old path, I am doing second path, but I am not seeing my old path. So don't worry, there is a button here active. You just see here, I am clicking here. You just click this button, there is completed is there. You just click completed, automatically once you finish your path, all completed paths are here. You can see my completed paths, dynamic leadership, engaging humor, leadership development, strategic relationships, and team collaboration. All these paths are done. So always, once you finish, if you don't see first path, it will be in completed site, or active path which you are doing will be only on this main page. The button is here active. Once you see that, how to open? Just see your path. Okay, my path is your presentation mastery, and just click your open curriculum. The moment your curriculum opened, your level 1 will come. Now I have just finished icebreaker. I have not uploaded it because I wanted to demo it to you and upload. So I kept it pending. Today I will upload now. Now, once your projects are open here, it is level 1. You can see a level 1, 0%. I have not completed anything, level 1. So icebreaker. Now I will complete. How to complete, or before doing the project, how you will know the project? You come here, just launch. The moment you launched, another page opens. The moment you launched, another page opens from the Basecamp. Sometimes it may delay because of server, but normally it opens quickly. So we were here in this page, level 1. So I clicked launch. So I went to next page. So it's launching now my project. I hope you are seeing the empty page, right? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, it's downloading.
Yeah,
sorry for the
you can
delay.
see that it's showing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's server delay. Okay, now once it opened, you can see here. Here your evaluation resource is there. Print my project is there. You can open the project and download and keep it. Level 1 icebreaker project and icebreaker speech outline worksheet. For every project has got some helping tools, resources. It will help you to frame your speech and project. Remember this arrow here, brown color. You just click here. It will open a Dropbox, blue colored. Here you can learn everything. Introduction of your project, you click introduction will come. If you want to click on your assignment, it will tell you everything, assignment it's showing. Then if you want to click about your complete path, everything it will show. I mean, complete that project, everything will show. Here, two functions are very important before doing speech, one, and after completing the speech. What is that? Come to this button, remember this button, click this button, go assess your skills before. Once you click this, here, some aptitude questions will come. Every project, you have to do it before understand doing the project. Come here, understand the project, download the project, read it, then you answer your skills before the session. So there are some skills are there, aptitude question, you answer according to you. For example, I feel relaxed when giving speech, yes. Next, it is understand structure of basic speech, yes. Maybe new speaker may not be knowing, new member, he may be put it 1 or 2. I can easily identify the strength as a communicator, yes. Next, I recognize skills, I do need to improve my communication, next. And go on till next, all your projects, all your questions in this. And once you click all questions, you will get one submit button. Never click this arrow. Some people click this arrow, it will not take complete. They say I have clicked, but it has not done. No, never click this arrow. Click the submit button. So once you are submitted, this will show this, okay, your feedback been taken. Now go to your club, present the speech or ice break, come back again here and go to assess your skills after. Just click assess your skills after. And same questions will be asked. Now you see the difference, whatever you felt. Maybe first speech when you're doing, you had a fear of audience. I was feeling little not relaxed maybe. Now you're after giving a speech, you're relaxed. So you give. According to your understanding, you rate these questions and complete this questionnaire. Once you complete this questionnaire, you can see again, it will ask submit. So submit, now you are submitting your skills after, assess your skills after the speech. So once you submit it, this will give you now feedback. Before you are 5 and after you are 5, this is your understanding. This is because icebreaker I have done already 3-4 icebreakers, so I feel mine is 5-5. And a new member accordingly can gauge his understanding on all these questions. Once it is this table comes, click here, it will tell, congratulations, you have finished all your project. So once it is done, you can see here, congratulations, you're done, project is done. Now I'll come back to here. And if I refresh, you can see now icebreaker is ticked here. Just now I submitted this project because I've done it. I just kept pending just to demo you all. So now you can see this and it shows now 4%. That means one project I've completed. Now every project, the way of doing is very same, simple. You come to your project, launch the project, go to the session, assess your skill before, present the speech in the club, come back, assess your skill after, submit, you will complete. That's how the computer will understand you have finished your project. It's maybe a computer language. So now you can say, I'll click one project 2, then what will happen? Once you finish one level, once you finish level end here, level completed, once you activate here, then only a message will go to your VP or Basecamp manager, secretary or president, Toastmaster Renosh. Welcome Toastmaster Renosh joining from Bahrain. Thank you. Toastmaster Renosh has completed his level 1. Approve or disapprove. Now VP knows already who has done. So VP approves. Once it is approved, it will take here as a complete and it will show your certificate. You activate that. Once you finish all 3, activate this button. It will tell you mark complete. Once mark complete, they will go to, mail will go to VP. VP approves the project. You will see view certificate. This button will change here. View certificate will come. Once it view certificate is come, you have completed your course. So you can see the certificate. So each level completion, you will get the certificate. I think I've briefly and swiftly taken this base camp. So this is how each level you will complete, same, repeated, same projects you will complete. And only one thing, if I have 10 minutes question and answer, I see the red light, 1 minute from question and answer I will take, because this is the most confused project. Many people will have doubt. So I want to clear that doubt. Yeah. This is a project because many of will be doing our level 1. In level 1, this evaluation and feedback is very important. Many people have not understood this project. Here, actually a member should do 3 projects. One speech 1, any topic you give 5 to 7 minutes, and you will take your feedback evaluation from evaluator. You can repeat that same speech or give another speech, taking the evaluation from that same first evaluator and incorporate here. And if the evaluator is different for the second speech, give that first evaluator copy to a second evaluator. He will understand which point was given in first speech. He will update you. Okay, you have incorporated that feedback in your second speech. Finally, take a slot from UPE. You have to do your first evaluation in Toastmasters journey. That happens in first evaluation feedback, first level 1 project 4. So once you evaluate, your evaluation will be evaluated by somebody. So there will be evaluator. So I hope VP understood. VPs should understood this project in feedback and this project, especially evaluation and feedback. A member has to do 3 assignments. Speech 1, repeat or different speech 2 with incorporating evaluator feedback. Then do an evaluation, then that evaluation will be evaluated by evaluator. So level 3, I already clarified 3 roles you should do it. That should be updated in your profiles page. So this is all about base camp. You have any question? Now I'm open for the question.
DTM Roshan, this is Aditya from LNT Toastmasters Club.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to know, like, as in when we progress into the more advanced levels, like level 3, 4, and 5. Now, say for instance, in the list of electives, we choose to do say 2 when the prescribed amount is 1. We can do that, right? And then we can submit for completion.
Can you come again with your question? Your voice was breaking. Can you repeat again? I'm sorry for that.
Not a problem, sir.
Yeah.
Say for instance, in level 4, you have a list of say 6 electives.
Yes.
I wish to do 2 and then submit my this thing for completion. That can be done, right?
Yes, absolutely. That is extra learning. You have an option. I have done that in one of my level. I have done professionally speaking. One project was that I did that, and I did online meeting. I also did managing the tough audience. So those projects. So that I have done 3 projects in one of the level. So you can do it.
That's it, sir. Thank you.
And finally, one thing I want, any question, other question before going, I will just tell you about the DTM in pathways. Before going to that, any questions, please let me know. Any other questions?
Everything has been very clear. Only thing is, many people feel the same topics are repeated, for which you answered very clearly already in the outset, that how you can bring novelty and apply creativity. Each time you do the same thing, it may look like the same topic, whether it is icebreaker or exploring leadership style or communication style. So many projects look similar. And again, in electives also, many electives seem to be common, but if in one project you've chosen, for example, to make a podcast, in another one you can talk about social media. So each time you get an opportunity to take a different elective and qualify, which is another beautiful thing that I felt is available to us. So if you can talk about that, how you can explore different things, probably that would help.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want my viewpoint on that?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You can have, for example, you have to do in each level, there are various electives are there. They may be repeated in another level, but you list it out because your goal is very important. If I want to do this year 2 paths for my DTM, so you will have different 2 paths. Even sometimes like level 2, there are different projects are there. It's not same in all the level 1 is majority of all the paths same. For example, level 2, if you go to strategic relationship, then the second project may be cultural diversity. It's not as a communication style. So it is for different project. So when it's repeated is there, please note it as per your professional requirement. If you are a salesman or into your business or you are speaking to a customer, you create your electives, maybe leading a tough situation or managing difficult situation, these projects, or even you are into social media and even you want to promote your all our social media, try to do working on a podcast. It will give you very important steps how to create a podcast. So it is as per your requirement. You can because you have a wide variety of electives. In one part, you are almost from level 3 to level 5. 25 to 30 electives are there. So you have to select only 5. So you can always have an option. So try differently these things. You have an option. Hope I answered Toastmaster Girija.
Yes. Thank you so much. That is the, and I was just going through Annadatta Murali's message. He has said that you will be absorbed in Toastmasters International Headquarters as you are the master of pathways. He is a running encyclopedia. Your club is blessed to have him in your meeting today. DTM.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that message.
He is also our inspiration. And before concluding, I will just tell you how to do DTM pathways. What are the requirements?
Yes.
But now the pathways are known as Distinguished Toastmaster DTM pathways. So what are the things you have to do? Very simple. Complete 2 learning paths. Complete 2 learning path. That's absolutely in your control. If you can't finish the project, go to other clubs. Here DTM Murali has done 4-5 per DTM. So you can go to many other countries, many other virtual rooms and complete your project. So time and it's not limitations. Second one, serve as a club officer for 12 months. If your club is 6 months duration, please take 12 months and 2 durations and complete 12 months as a club officer. And also you attend a court training for that year. Court is a club officers training. Serve as a club mentor or coach, either any one of these, mentor or coach. Serve as club sponsor, conduct speechcraft or youth leadership program. You should be a main coordinator in case of speechcraft and youth leadership program. Serve as district officer for 1 year. Any role after area director is known as district role. Area director, division director, and district roles, including admin manager and finance manager and logistics manager. So as a district leader 1 year, complete the DTM project. What is DTM project? Once you finish one path, after you starting your second path, once you finish 3 levels, just write a mail to education@.org TMI International and tell them, please unlock my DTM project. Once you finish one path and 3 levels in second path, immediately the TMI will unlock a DTM project that will come in your base camp. So that is project you completed. With that, you will complete your DTM project and submit the form. It is done. VP has to sign your form. And last 2 years, when Lak Dolly was an international, we have an option. If you're a club coach, you no need to be a district officer. So you can, swapping is there. It is not vice versa, but it is one way. You're a coach, no need to become a area director or district officer. But coach, there is a condition. The last year on, they made you have to be 6 months in a club coach, January to June, and club should become not only distinguished, it should attain 20 members. Previously, it was just 5 members growth, club gets distinguished. Well, club gets distinguished even now with 5 members, but coach credit for dual credit, you have to ensure 6-month coach and of 20 members in the club, and you should make club distinguished as a coach. So if you are planning to having this coach and you want to take this credit, ensure you take role January month itself. Talk to your division director, area director, any clubs, and take this role. Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Thank you. Anybody else? You've got questions? Anybody else has got questions? Everybody looks like quite satisfied, and most of the many Toastmasters here, I see many Toastmasters here are very experienced. I think the more people are experienced, the more people want to learn. That is the eagerness that I see in the learning session. People who are beginners, they feel that it is too tough for them to manage until they do until a particular level. In fact, I was so eager that beginners should come here. Not many beginners are here. People who are veterans are here. That's what I see. So the more people become veterans, the more they want to learn. That is another beautiful thing that I learned today. Thank you, Roshan, sir, the distinguished Toastmaster Roshan. It was a beautiful experience listening to you. The clarity was amazing. Can I stop your sharing? So I want to share my screen.
Oh, sorry. Still I'm on screen share?
It looked, no, I can.
No, I'm not on screen share.
You're not on screen share, yeah.
Just to interrupt you, I'm sorry. I've just put one file in chat. This I had made last year. I tried to bring everything, each path, all electives in one, is ready to see a glance, pathways at a glance. All of you can take use of it, but it is not updated. The first level new project, only old 3 projects are there. So you can go through it. This I prepared 1.5 years back. Thank you very much. I just put it in the chat box.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Just I'm looking at something that I wanted to share. Okay, it's not showing up for some reason. Okay, I had prepared the certificate for you. That is a simple thing that we can do for you. I will later on send it to you. Thank you so much. I don't want to, detain you.
Words are more important than paper.
No,
thank you very much.
I will send it to you, and that is the minimum that we can do. I wish that we personally have met you and honored you. It was a beautiful experience to have you. At the last part, we are not able to see your video.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think video got. Can you see my video now?
Yes, now I can see you. Yes, in between also I wrote to you. At the last part, your video was not there on.
Okay, so, sorry for that.
No problem. No problem. So thank you so much, and it has been an honor to have you, like Anadata Murli Manohar, TM's distinguished Toastmaster had said. It was very, very clear. All the details you have explained very clearly. Small doubts which we had, like I've completed up to 4th level, but still my Toastmasters sheet is 22. Now today I came to know why. I couldn't get the clarification why. Probably I did not ask the right people also. There is here Arvind Nair, there is Sita, all these experienced people are there. Of course, Murli Manohar sir is there. I could have asked anybody. I didn't ask. So that is also my mistake. But then today you clarified why. Probably I have to update about all the roles that I have played, though I think I have. I will check it out once again.
And also,
sorry, that you have to do the roles immediately before or something?
No, there is no rule. Before level 3, you can complete it. In your profile, you just go and put it. There is one profile picture. I could not, because of time, I could not go to that page. But second important thing, another solution is your club officer should submit your award in Club Central. The Club Central, then also it will take, otherwise it will show incomplete for completion, but your pathway will complete only for your recorded in your education qualification in the system. Club officer should submit club award. That is VP normally should do. If you are VP,
that is not done. Exactly, it's not done. Yes.
Anytime, any doubt, I put my WhatsApp number in the chat box. You can always contact me. I'll come and help you through Zoom sharing screen, and we can guide you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So let me check if I'm able to see that. No. Okay. Now, shall we move on to the...
Yeah, Girja, we are behind schedule
yes,
a little bit.
Absolutely. Yes, we'll be a little quick. So we are moving on to the education session for the day. Today, we do not have table topic session. We have first is for those who are not Toastmasters, we generally have an education session where there is a prepared speech that is delivered by the speakers and then it is evaluated at the later session. So first session is of prepared speeches. Second is of Toastmasters who will the second will be the session where there will be a table topic session where Toastmasters as well as guests both can participate. It will be extempore. So topic is given. Today we do not have that because we had the education session. And the third session is the evaluation session, which is conducted by the general evaluator of the day, who will see that it is evaluated. So now we go through the entire Toastmasters schedule. So we start the day with the theme. Let me introduce the theme to you. The other day, I was just watching a video wherein, a school teacher is in the class and he says, how many colors are there in the flag? And the child says, there are 5 colors. The teacher gets very annoyed. How come there are 5 colors? Then he says, there is orange, there is green, there is blue, there is white. Then he says, okay, then there are 4 colors. Where is the 5th color? So he said, the 5th color is red. My father's body was wrapped in the flag and I saw his blood also. So that is the color that I see today. It really touched my heart. And almost there were tears in my eyes. And in the video, I saw the teacher, the students, everybody get upset about it. Later on, I asked some of the army officers, they said, it is the matter of spirit that, yes, it is the sacrifice of so many people that has got freedom. But actually, if you go to see it, the national flag is not wrapped on the body itself or on the bleeding body. It is done on the coffin, or it is done on the box in which the body is carried and brought to the family. But then after that, when the body is being buried or burnt, the flag is taken out, folded neatly and given to the family as a mark of respect, as a mark of honor, that is for the service that the person has rendered. So I just was touched by this video and I felt that what today we are enjoying is the sacrifice of so many people. We are all able to sit today and enjoy the fruits of freedom and enjoy the fruits of technology. And if our country has progressed so much, that is all because of the freedom that we have got. Because even now today, we see so many countries are suffering, struggling, even after freedom, even if they are supposed to have a free country, because they don't have democracy. And many people in the country are deprived of all these facilities. So if we are able to enjoy all this and see, cut across generations, cut across distance, and we are able to talk with people so far away, that is because of the freedom that we have got and the progress that we have attained due to the leaders and due to the hardworking people that we have got. So congratulations to each one of us for the trait that we have cultivated, that we are all hardworking, committed people. And there may be always exceptions everywhere, but the beauty is that we have got people who are committed and they have sacrificed their lives for the nation. So we are here. So we move on to the role players. So today, before we start the prepared speeches, there are role players who always take care that there are certain norms that are followed as per Toastmasters. So I would like to introduce those role players. The first role player that I would like to introduce is our distinguished Toastmaster, Arvind Nair, who would be doing the role of the grammarian. So he will explain his role. And before you explain your role, would you like to share any memory of your school flag hoisting?
Thank you, Girija. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. The memory that I have of my school is when it's always in August and it's so unpredictable. On our school ground, we would stand in a single file according to the division and the class, and then suddenly it would rain, but then they would still go ahead and unfurl the flag. And that's something that touched me when I ponder over what has happened in the past and coming this way and coming this far in my life and understanding now the greatness of what was done and when we were young. Thank you, and over to you. I've now explained my role as a grammarian. Yes. It's my task to listen to everything that's being said at this meeting and to make a note of all the good usage and the not so good usage of the language. It's also my task to give the word of the day, and today's word is sacrifice, which is a verb, which means to give up something valuable for the sake of other considerations. You may use it in a sentence. It's a verb. Working hard doesn't mean sacrificing your social life. Or you could also say, she had to sacrifice a lot for her family. Since we do not have a table topic session today, I will not mention what we have to do there. But I will make a note of all the good usage and the incorrect usage and the word of the day usage and present my report when called for. Thank you, and over to you, Girija.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arvid. Now, the next role player is the R counter. People just wondering, what is that R counter? So Aditi Jadhav is doing that role. And before she explains the role of the R counter, I have a question for you. Can I see Aditi? You're here? Yes, Aditi. So who's your favorite freedom fighter who sacrificed for the nation? You can unmute yourself, please. Yes. Can't hear you. We can't hear you. I think you need remove that and speak it probably. Are you all able to hear? No, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Aditi, you can just please remove that headphone. Sometimes it works wonderfully. Remove that headphone and use the laptop itself.
Girija, while she sets up, can we invite the other?
Yeah. In the meantime, before she comes in, I can request Shreya, the timer, to explain her role.
Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, and fellow
And then I have a
Toastmasters.
question to you before the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me.
You are the timer. Formal rendition of national anthem. That is supposed to take how much time?
Around 52 seconds.
Hey, you got it right. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Because kids by going in classes and those, that's why I'm having little info. So thank you so much. So without ado, I just start my timer role. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, distinguished Toastmasters, Roshan sir. And one of the skill we learn in Toastmaster is to conduct the program or deliver speech within a strict time limits. And as a timer, I am responsible for keeping track of time throughout the session. Today we have prepared speech round and the speech evaluation. For the prepared speech, I will show the green card at minimum specified time, and the yellow card at the target time, and the red card at the maximum specified time. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on the either side of the specified time limits. For the speech evaluation for the 2 to 3 minutes, I will show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and the red card at 3 minutes. The speaker has a grace period of 30 seconds on the either side of the specified time limit. I shall present my report call upon during the meeting. And with this, over to you, our Toastmaster of the day, Girija.
Thank you, timer, Shreya. We move on again. I can see our counter, Aditi Jadhav, is here. So please, yes, now we can hear you. Yes. So who's your favorite freedom fighter?
I think there should be not favorite freedom fighter because all are our favorite. But one story touched my heart very much. That is Vikram Batra's story. And I have watched Vikram Batra in 2 movies. Means I have watched 2 times. One is Kargil War. That is old movie. And in that movie, I think Saif Ali Khan played that role. And second one is this now Sher Shah movie. So I watched his story 2 times, and 2 times it touched my heart, and how he has fought for our country, and how he was very Bollywood and filmy also. So this both, I mean, because of that charisma, I mean, he's my favorite.
That is wonderful, because freedom is not something that what we got, it's a responsibility. So what do we do today to keep that freedom? So you have talked about the hero of today. Very, very touching. Can you just explain your role also, please?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So I'm a counter. Now, what is meant by a counter is, now while giving speech, while speaking, you will use so many so, and so many repeating words. And my role is to capture that words and how many times you will say that words. And I'll tell you at the end of your speech that how many times you have repeated your words or you use filler words. So my role is just to indicate your filler words and means tell you how you can improve by removing those filler words in your speech or in your speaking. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I'm moving on to my role as a speaker, the first speaker of the day. So I will be talking today as on the topic, failing to plan is planning to fail. So Girija Deshpande, failing to plan, planning to fail. Planning to fail is failing to plan. But before I start, I request our evaluator, my speech evaluator, Annadata, distinguished Toastmaster Annadata Murli Manohar, to explain the role, explain their speech objectives. And before that, I have a question for you, sir. You have traveled to so many countries. What was a moment when you felt Sare Jahan se acha Hindustan hamara?
Wherever I go, I meet only Indians. So I see worldwide only Indians. Because when the Billy has jaundice and closes eyes, it thinks that every other person also has a jaundice. For me, wherever I go, I know that India is the best country. That is why, just to tell you, around 1996, I got an option to migrate to Canada, but I decided that anytime I'll be only with India. So my children, my family, others are there. So I'm an Indian. So Sari Jahan se acha Hindustan hamara. I would change it with some other word. Sari dunya ek taraf aur India aur ek taraf.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. So Girija Deshpande, failing to plan, planning to fail.
No, I have to read out your objective.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay. See, this subject is, she's doing the 5th level of the speech from the effective communication. 5th project, level 5, project 1. To do this project, you need to do a lot of sacrifice because it's not an easy job, because this is called high performance leadership program. And the purpose of this project is for the member to apply our leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. The purpose of the first speech, there are 2 speeches, and she's giving the first speech is for the member to introduce our plan and vision. Toastmaster Girija Deshpande's speech title is Failing to Plan is Planning to Fail. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best. Over to you.
Thank you. The year was 1911. There were 2 people. One is Scotch from England. The other is Amundsen from Norway. Both wanted to reach the South Pole. What happened? Scott had more manpower, money, and Amundsen had less of it. But who reached first? Amundsen. What was there with him? 5 P's. That is planning, preparation, practice, performance, and everywhere through all this passion. So these 5 things were the differentiating factors. Scott had a huge team of 65 people, but they were not personally chosen, recommended by X, Y, Z. Whereas he handpicked, Amundsen handpicked people depending on the skills, their attitude, how well he knew them, he handpicked them. Resources were plenty, but Amundsen knew what exactly were the resources required, so he had more of stock ready with him. So while going itself for return journey, food and supplies were there, kept in different places so that they don't have to carry ahead. Scott had picked ponies and he had a motorized sledge, whereas Amundsen decided that he will go for dogs. Everybody was laughing at him because he studied what did the Canadians, Inuit people do in the cold regions. Dogs do not have sweat glands, so they don't sweat. So the sweat does not turn into ice and the dogs do not suffer. So they used dogs as sledge and they used to learn skiing and using the sledge. For 2,000 miles, he cycled so that he can build his stamina. So that is how was the passion. So every minute of his period, from the moment he decided to the moment he completed, he was thinking, living, breathing that. So it was not a project for him. For him, it was a mission. So seeing the South Pole and going there first, even though that was important to him, it was occupying his every minute of the day. That is why he could think of novel ways, creative ways to approach that. So this is something that I learned while I worked in Rotary. I'm a Rotarian for the last 15 years. And now we are in a part of a Rotary Club, which is very new. We have got 14 members. The challenge is not so many people to get so much funds from outside, corporate funds, and individual personal funds also, only 14 people. How much can they put every year? So, but still we want to contribute to the community. So what is the vision? So with our president and our youth director, I was sitting and we formed a close team. We said, can we form a human potential project? So from last year, I've been trying to get people to support us because our club is just 3 years old. All the Rotary clubs I asked for, because we thought of a project where we can coordinate or rather collaborate with an organization called Asha Infinite Foundation, which is there spread throughout the country, imparting education to rural people that is on English speaking skills so that they can find themselves employable. Even if they have got brilliant, innovative ideas to put a proposal, to approach a bank, they don't feel confident. So they are teaching this and they have been quite successful. 2,000 people only they could reach, but they have got a beautiful curriculum. So I went through that and I asked so many Rotarians, people are ready to give money, but what they want is time. People who will speak 23 times a week, 40 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and 60 hours, 60 sessions to be given to complete the basic course. I was finding it very difficult to get Rotarians to commit to this. Then I collaborated with a college, Srimati P.N. Doshi Women's College. And they also felt several challenges. What if our students do not know, if they're finding stuck with the curriculum? What if we do that? So then we found out teachers who would volunteer with it. So there were challenges. So the vision was very clear in front of us. Do a project which is sustainable. Do a project which has got long-term impact. Do a project which will definitely impact the lives of people for generations to come. This was the project, and which is not money oriented, where there is a sweat equity. This is what we thought about. And the students responded marvelously. There were challenges. They were worried how they will do it, but we gave them the support. We said, let us launch it. So what we thought is, first is the vision is important. The second is the value. We have to be transparent. We have to be open with the students. So who can handle which level? So we conducted tests and found out who can do which level. And they were also very open about it. So they've taken to it. Give them a sense of direction. Even among our team, who can do what? We found out our skills. So there is a proper delegation. And then persuasion. We had to persuade the students to take it up. So that is how it started. We are giving them support. Now the next stage of developing and appreciation remains, because we have got to develop the students as teachers. What is it in it for them? Now they are developing empathy, talking to those rural students, people coming from different areas. Some of them is, the student is just 19 and she's teaching somebody who's 45, who has got some family responsibilities, which she cannot even understand from here. A person who's sitting in Mumbai cannot understand what somebody in Jharkhand is going through, and somebody in Karnataka is going through. So these kind of empathy the students are developing, which they feel is completely enrich them. Second is also they are able to become more confident as teachers. When you know a subject, when you study for yourself, it is different. But when we are going to teach it for somebody, you want to be doubly sure. So there is so much of effort that the students are putting. I totally understand that students are sacrificing some of their personal hours. They are saying that we don't watch TV anymore, madam. We are all the time thinking about this project. But I'm so happy about their passion. So I told them this is not a sacrifice because we are getting something in return. The return is the fulfillment that we're getting. So they are looking at it now, begin to look at it like that. They first said it is sacrifice. So I said it is not sacrifice because we are getting something in return. So they were so enthused by the entire project. So we are giving them constant support, talking to them every day. There are some students coming and saying that, okay, these students are talking in their mother tongue. We do not understand their mother tongue. Then they were shifting them to somebody is a Gujarati speaking person and she's put along with somebody who speaks Kannada, who doesn't know Gujarati. So when you are explaining English, you would like to use some other language so that it can reach them well, the interface language. So we are looking into those minor glitches and seeing that people are able to connect well. So this is a project which has enthused me a lot, and I'm so happy that we launched this project and my team is all along with me. We have a president of the club, Praful Yarbankar. There is a student, there is a youth leader who is Zubair Wani, who is there with us, and we have started this project and many others are going to join with this. I'm very sure about it. Thank you so much. So now we move on to the next speaker of the day. The next speaker of the day is Girish Mittal. So his topic is, his path is dynamic leadership. He's doing project level 2 and Aditya Kumar is his evaluator. So before I move to Aditya Kumar, I have a question for Girish Mittal. What do dynamic army generals do before a war to inspire the armed forces? Whether it's Kargil war, whatever, what do they do?
So the basic feature of army is preparedness. Army is prepared 24/7 by 365 for war. So army generals don't need to do anything specific to motivate their men for war. They are always ready, and they always have this confidence, this spirit in their mind that we are always ready for supreme sacrifice for our country. So I don't think army generals need to do anything specific. I think they do 3 things: prepare, prepare, prepare. And as you just said, failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Wonderful.
It fits into the context.
Very well said. At the same time, there is a pep talk that they give before each time they set out. They give a pep talk. So that communication is, that, like you said, mentally being prepared at the last minute if there are any doubts, if there are any fears, which definitely doesn't happen because 24/7 they are living army, they are living country, nation, sacrifice, freedom. Yes, you said it right, Girish.
Girja, I was at NCC and I attended few NCC camps. So the pep talk session was every day of the camp.
Yes.
So as I said, they don't need to do anything specific
special that day.
On that day. It is probably only the strategy part they need to convey.
Exactly.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. So I move over to Aditya Sukumar, who is the evaluator.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Aditya. Yes. Is there anything that you do specially on an Independence Day?
Something that I do special on Independence Day is I wake up and I either look at the flag or a photograph of the tricolor, and I thank my stars that I'm born an Indian. Because, I mean, I don't know about other countries, but then in the case of Indians, we are born with an inbuilt gene called resilience. That no matter how tough situations may become at some point of time, we have the resilience and we have the fortitude to deal with them and not sacrificing on our ethics or our morals or our principles. So
Wonderful.
I think that is what I do. I reflect on my being an Indian, and I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely. Introspection is the biggest trait that we all have to cultivate. Now, I would request you to read out the some project objectives. Yes.
Definitely. Toastmaster Girish Mittal, or should I say DTM Girish Mittal, is attempting his. I'm sorry?
I'm just Toastmaster.
Okay,
DTM,
Toastmaster
DTM is
Girish
long
Mittal.
way away.
Fair enough.
although it's on the wish list.
Same here. He's attempting his level 2 P2 speech under the pathway of dynamic leadership, wherein he is attempting the speech on understanding one's communication style. The purpose of this project is for the member or speaker to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. And the title of the speech is Speak It Up. And the speech length is between 5 and 7 minutes. And on this note, I give over the controls to Toastmaster Girish Mittal. Speak it up. Speak it up, Toastmaster Girish Mittal. Over to you.
Thank you. Before I start my speech, I have a small presentation. So timer, once I'm set up with the presentation, please start the timing. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. You can put it on the
presentation mode. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it now visible?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, speech evaluator. Effective leadership is all about communication. Why? This is what I'm going to talk about in my speech today. So I have realized from my experiences over the years that it is difficult to be a good leader without good communication skills. However, good communication skills are not as common as they should be. I would go on to say from personal experience that leadership is 50% communication. As I was doing some research on my favorite research partner, Google, I came across a Harvard Business Review study which reported that 69% of managers are not comfortable with communicating with their employees also, whom they meet day in and day out. Extrapolating that, when they're not comfortable speaking with their employees, with their own people, they would not be comfortable dealing with customers and other external agencies, etc. As I did further research, I came across various communication styles. Some communication styles are identified as passive, aggressive, assertive. Some communication styles are identified as the realtors, the socializer, the thinker, the director, so on and so forth. There are other communication styles also available as you research. Toastmasters also have identified some communication skills, some communication methodologies. Direct communicators are result-oriented, highly motivated. They want to get things accomplished. They are quick, they are decisive, they are independent, they are confident. But this has flip side also. Sometimes you are perceived as impatient and demanding. Allowing others to share feelings and explain details can encourage dialogue. The other communication style is initiating. The initiating communicator is sociable, enthusiastic, persuasive. He can connect with people fluently and has spontaneous and fun-loving natures. Relationships are important for this type of communicators. Due to the energetic and expressive nature, others may feel to talk more often than listen. The next communication style identified by Toastmasters is supportive communicator. Supportive communicators are patient, cooperative, they are active listeners, they anticipate the needs of others, they are calm and steady, and have personal and relaxed environment. Sorry. Okay, the last one is analytical. The analytical communicator is cautious, precise, and disciplined. They are deliberate and methodical and problem solvers. They are careful and often diplomatic in their interactions. Toastmasters also has a, oops, I'm so sorry, has a small quiz which helps you to identify your relationship, your communication style. So as I was, as I took part in that quiz, I came across as a direct communicator. And direct communicators, and I agree with it, that I am a direct communicator. I am strong-willed. I look for results. I am fast-paced. I am decisive. I like to be busy, efficient, and I thrive in structured environment. I am very restless and at casual approach of people in everything. But does this communication style work in all situations? Not necessarily. Depending upon the situation, one has to adopt and one has to change the communication style. When I'm communicating with the customer, my style is analytical. When I'm communicating with my wife, my communication style becomes supportive. When I'm part of a negotiating team, it becomes initiating. When I'm working with Rotarians, my communication style changes automatically to analytical. So all these communication styles need to be adopted depending upon the situation you are in. Long back when I used to work in an organization, I was told by my supervisor that a customer does not buy a product or a service. The customer buys the person who is selling that product or service. And it all comes out as you communicate with the customer. That has been the best communication advice I have ever had in my life. I will quickly give other examples of communication failures. I was in touch with a senior, as it was told in the beginning, I'm a Rotarian for a long time. I was in touch with a senior Rotary leader for a project. I worked hard to get a project ready, but he stopped communicating and the project died its natural death. The effort was wasted and I felt frustrated. Instead, if the leader did not like the project, he could have communicated the flaws in the project and we could have reached somewhere in that project. Another example I saw recently of a failure is one of the Rotary clubs had a leader who was a very poor communicator. Not that he was a poor speaker, but he was poor in responding to members' communications, either on WhatsApp or on phone calls. He would never return calls. He would procrastinate, and at the end came out as a poor leader, and the club's year was wasted. Summing up, communication is an art of leadership, whether it is in profit organization or in not-for-profit organization. And communication is the skill which needs to be practiced consciously. And what better way than a Toastmasters to learn effective communication, better communication. So if you want to be a good leader, speak up to customers, speak up to colleagues, and speak up to people around you in general. Happy communicating. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now timer report. May I have the timer report, please? Sriya?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. All the three
Toastmasters-
speakers have qualified. You can put timing in the chat. You can just say if all the three speakers qualified.
Isha, we still have Shravani to speak. No?
Yes, Shravani has come. Okay, yes.
Yeah, Shravani
yes,
is there.
okay. She has, oh, yes. Shravani, welcome. I was trying to call her so many times. I thought it's okay. And so Aditya Sukumar is going to continue his evaluation, her evaluation also. Shravani has a very small child, just 4-year-old. So how do you explain to her what is Independence Day? You can unmute and speak.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I usually show her the flag, and as my husband is in border security force, every day we can see the flag, and I usually say whenever whatever because of these soldiers we are very safe at our homes, and whatever happens when the soldiers are wrapped in these flags, and very respectfully they will be given back to the bodies will be given back to their homes. And whenever you see the flag, you need to salute and you need to sing a song Janagana Mana, which is also they are teaching her in their school. Yeah. So, and also showed her the movie where this flag is hosted, and how they will take this soldiers are doing all these things. So whenever she see the flag, she'll say, Mama, flag is there, shall I salute now? So she learned it very fast.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. It is a part of the breeding, the family. That is wonderful. Shavni, now before you present the speech, I would request Aditya to present her icebreaker objectives.
Thank you so much again. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes.
Toastmaster Dr. Shravani will be attempting her L1 P1 speech under the pathway of leadership development. I hope that's right. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. And the title of the speech is a very interesting one, I might add: Known Roads Leading to Unknown Destinations. That is something that just clicked in my head. So over to you, Toastmaster Shravani. Known roads leading to unknown destinations. Known roads leading to unknown destinations. Toastmaster Dr. Shravani, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. My life has taught me a huge lesson. Known roads can lead to unknown destinations. So why do I say so? Let me take you through my life. You will understand. I'm Dr. K. Shravani. I was born in a traditional middle class Hindu family from Hyderabad. My father is a supervisor in coal mines of India, and my mother is a homemaker, and she's very creative and gentle. We lived in government quarters in a busy town of Hyderabad side. I had an elder brother who is always my friend, who motivates and inspires me a lot. Of course, we did have a pillow fights, arguments, and days of silent hostility. My brother became a medical professional. I was passionate to become a doctor as I was following the footsteps of my brother. Somehow I convinced my parents, got admission in medicine. After a roller coaster ride, succeeded to become a dentist. I was suffering from different chronic health issues. That is a roller coaster. That's why I mentioned that I had a roller coaster ride. I started practicing. I dreamt of setting up of my own clinic. Even I have practiced for 2 years in my town. Later on, I got married to a doctor, and I was so happy, but it was an arranged intercaste marriage, which I never thought it could be. But it ended I'm very happy, and we both welcomed a daughter also. My husband works in a border security force. That means every 3 years we'll get transfers to a new location. So because of that, I am not able to practice as a dentist. So I thought I don't want to sit idle. I thought I should do something. So I have done my post graduation in from IHMR Delhi in healthcare management. so that I can manage both my professional as well as my personal life. So now I'm currently working as an associate consultant in Envis, which is a Chennai-based company. Now I am able to manage both my family as well as professional life also. So life gave me lemons, but I made a lemonade. Thank you all.
That was wonderful, Shravani. We heard you, we understood what your life's journey has been, and it is beautiful. Now, timers report, Shreya?
Am I audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Toastmaster Girija Deshpande took 7 minutes 10 seconds, so she qualified with the time guideline. Toastmaster Girish Mittal took 6 minutes 20 seconds, so qualified with the time guideline. Shravani took 3 minutes 20 seconds. So as per the time guidelines, she's supposed to be 30 minutes grace period either side. So that's why I must say she just qualify with the 3 minutes 30 seconds. Congratulations, Dr. Shravani.
I would like to come in, please, with your permission.
Yes, sir.
In the club meetings, there is no 30 seconds grace period for the below. Please note that.
Okay. So
Okay.
with that time guideline, she is disqualified with the time guidelines given for the icebreaker, which is minimum is 4 minutes. And she has to attempt one more time as icebreaker.
No. I'm coming back again. There is nothing called, she's disqualified for voting only. There is no repetition done.
Okay.
And may I request everybody to please stand and give a standing ovation for an icebreaker speech.
Yes.
It's the customary if possible.
Amazing. It was very nice. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. I would like to introduce the general evaluator of the day who will lead the next section. He is Toastmaster Sitaraman, digital transformation leader who has won several awards from Bangalore, from BITS Pilani and IIM Bangalore. He has been leading the area of product management. Wonderful to have you here. Over to you, Sitaraman. Before you proceed, I would just like to know from you, when you talk about independence, what is the most important feeling that comes to you? The word independence or the freedom struggle, what is the word feeling that overwhelms you?
I think it sort of reflects about the long journey it had taken to get us to the path of freedom on August 15th, 1947. The sacrifices that was being made by so many of the freedom fighters, that's what I really reflect upon when I hear the word independence. And the reflection extends a little bit beyond to see how effectively have we put to use that freedom in the right way. Yes, we are a country of so much of diversity. Have we really utilized it in the right way for the fulfillment of many different objectives that each of us might have, depending on the professions that we are doing? Have we really put that to right use? So that's the sort of a question also, Toastmaster of the Day, Girija, that I have when I think about independence.
Wonderful.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. With that, let me proceed with the general evaluation of the meeting, wherein I would invite the various role players, including the evaluators, to speak about how the various participants had conducted their various roles. Before that, I would want to call upon our timer, Shreya, to give the evaluation timing guidelines.
Yes, sir.
Toastmaster Shreya.
So for the speech evaluation, for 2 to 3 minutes, I will show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and red card at 3 minutes. The speaker has a grace period of 30 seconds either side of the specified time limits.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya, for the timing guidelines of the evaluation. Let me first call upon our first evaluator who would be evaluating our speaker one, Toastmaster of the day, Girija Deshpande. Our first evaluator is our DTM, Anadatta Murli. Over to you, evaluator Anadatta Murli.
Before I start, I would like to remind the timer, there is no 30 minutes grace period in club meetings for any weather evaluation or speaker or table topics. Now you can start your timing. Great evening and wishing you all the best on this 75th India's Independence Day. 75 is not an ordinary number. People have really put a lot of effort, sacrifices to come to that level. In the same way, our target speaker, Toastmaster Girija, also has put a lot of efforts, sacrificed herself. She has completed one path, and then the second path, she's in the 5th level. First of all, I appreciate you for having come to this level. Madam, you did a great job. I'm going to evaluate you as per the Toastmaster Pathways guidelines. The first and foremost, what are the great things you have done? You're taking up a great project and going to enlighten those people who have not been given the right due education, and you are trying to help them with a team of people. That's the first thing. Second thing, the vision and the value on whatever plans you have for your project are very clear. It seems to be, but there are some improvements which I'll come to that. Your narration of a story, though not related to your today's topic, was very good because I could know something about the South Pole and journey. Now, coming to the areas of improvement, and this is where I want you to strengthen it. Now, this is a high performance leadership program. It's not an icebreaker speech. Here, we want to see, not hear. We want to see what you have planned. Now, in the planning, in the communication or in any planning, you have to have a pictorial way of depicting or for people to know what are the steps you are going to take. Now, a picture shows 100 words. It means more than 1,000 words, they say. In the same way, please make sure that when you present a proposal, the proposal should be seen to the people, and thereafter you would be able to apply that for people also to know that. I think that you should work on that. In HPL, there is a core committee formation has to be told. The project objective itself is to show what are your plans, show, not discuss only. Now, you said you had 2 people, that was the fake end. You said about the Zubair and your president. Now, core committee is the first one which you are going to do. And your vision statement of whatever be the educator should be mentioned there. Third, what is the thing I want you to work on that is, by the way, I congratulate you for having taken up the sacrifice. After 4.5 minutes, you came to this word called sacrifice. 3 times you used, and even your speech was taken after 4 minutes only. You came to the subject. Till the time you are talking about some subject, I am sure it was not related to the subject of this topic. So what are the areas? What I want you to do is have a pictorial PowerPoint presentation and then show us your plan, and then let us know by when you want to achieve this. In the meanwhile, I wish you all the best. I know it takes a lot of time to sacrifice to achieve this. All the best. God bless you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTM Anadatta Murli, on the evaluation of our first speaker. Let's move on to our second evaluation for today, which is for our second speaker, Girish Mittal speech. May I invite our second evaluator, Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar, please. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Sitaraman. Timer, please note I'm starting in 3, 2, 1. Toastmaster Girish Mittal, speak it up. Truly a much needed topic that needs to be discussed in most communication forums and discussions in today's day and age. Because soft skills are paramount in the success of any organization or even an individual. Let's first glance across the positives. You used a presentation. As the old saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So by just showing the presentation and then just guiding us through it at a good and easy and steady pace, you made us aware of so many communication styles that we never knew even existed. And then some interesting statistics came up, how you mentioned that 69% managers are uncomfortable. That is shocking, and that is worth even contemplating on. And how you gave a detailed breakdown of each and every communication style so that everyone in the audience was engaged and they were interested and they want to learn more, which I'm sure they will do once they head back, onto their laptops or to their phones, etc. A few, I would say, avenues for improvement. You were saying, repeatedly about your experiences and how you classify yourself as primarily a direct communicator. One or two experiences, where you could enact out how being a direct communicator helped you solve a problem, achieve a deadline, or even say, made you feel better at the end of the day. That is success in the end. And also, you could say that gestures, sometimes, using gestures, furthers your speech and even endears you to the audience as well. And also, I find it as a personal note for myself, that you start and end with a quote, about communication. Speak it up, though, the title was absolutely apt for your discussion and your presentation. And another thing which I would like to compliment you before I conclude is that the language used was simple and easy to understand by everyone. So Toastmaster Girish Mittal, thank you so much for reminding us to speak it up. Everybody say it with me. Speak it up. Thank you so much. And over to you, General Evaluator Sitaram.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar, for a very candid and pointed evaluation, I would say. We now move on to the evaluation of our third speaker, for Dr. K. Shravani. Again, I would have to request you to stay on focus. The speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar again. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar.
Thank you so much again. Am I audible and visible? And timer on my count. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, here we go. Toastmaster Shravani, the very title of your speech had me hooked. Known roads leading to unknown destination. And that there itself, I wanted to know more about who is Dr. Shravani. And then you gave the audience exactly that, an introduction to who you are, about your family, your father, your mother, your brother with whom you had, silent hostility. That is an expression which all of us who have siblings are very well aware of. And then you also explained as to how your entire journey has been punctured, I would say, or rather fettered with obstacles, and how you overcome them gradually and with resilience, and even putting in hours and hours of work and sacrifice. And also you told about a bit about your husband, who is in the border security force, and for which I would like to say thank you, or thank him for his services. And how the constant travel and transfers from place to place made you uncertain or unsure of how you would further your career as a dentist. But then you said, I'm going to take it one step further. And, you went on to pursue your postgraduate and then in public healthcare management. And you also gave us an insight of how you remind your child of, what patriotism means. So overall, I would say the speech itself was a very effective introduction to you. And you also used a good metaphor towards the end. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When I say when life gives you lemons, you make lemon rice. Lemonade is so yesterday. This being an icebreaker speech, I really couldn't find much to talk about in terms of improvement because let's face it, I mean, you gave a very engaging and enthralling, I would say, speech as an icebreaker. Yet, I would just say, as a start, practicing vocal variety, voice modulation, gestures, and just being comfortable in front of your audience, whether it be physical or even say virtual. But in the end, I would just like to say that if this speech is so good, I would love to hear your further speeches, where I know for a fact that you will take constructive criticisms and feedback and go one step to another, to another, to another, to another. So on that note, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Shravani, and back to General Evaluator Sitaram.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar, for those wonderful way of describing the speech. I would now like to move on to hear the report of our important role players, just trying to reflect upon our important theme that we have, which is Independence Day and the tricolor green, which largely signifies the right way of doing things. I would like to call upon our first role player, our grammarian, DTM Arvind Nair, to help us understand what is that we have done right and what is that we really need to improve. Over to you, DTM Arvind Nair.
Thank you, Sita. Before I start, do we need to have the timeless report for the evaluations? Would
Yes,
that
sir.
be in order?
Yes, sir. Distinguished Toastmaster Annadata took 3 minutes 15 seconds. Aditya Sukumar, Toastmaster Aditya Sukumar took 2 minutes 30 seconds for evaluation of the second speaker's speech, and exactly 2 minutes 30 seconds for the next evaluation as well. So 2 minutes 30 seconds overall he took for both the speeches. So as per the time guidelines, both are qualified for the voting.
Thank you so much, Timer, and thanks for bringing that up, DTM Arvind Nair. Over to you for your grammar report.
Thank you. The word of the day was used by Girija twice before it was actually mentioned that is the word of the day, and thrice in her speech after the word was actually given at the meeting. Girish used it once, Aditya once, Sitaraman once, and Annadatta used it thrice. The good usage of the language today was charisma. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Not a project, but a mission. Human potential project. Sweat equity. Enthused supreme sacrifice. Inborn gene resilience. Extrapolating. Strong-willed. Thrive in structured environment. Known road lead to unknown destinations. Silent hostility, life gave me lemons and I made lemonade. Pictorial depiction, soft skills are paramount. Worth contemplating, avenues for improvement, candid, engaging, and enthralling. Not so good usage of the language. Well, I think we're improving quite well, but there were two things that I found. We have to be very careful when we say the word pathways and path. Somebody said under the pathway. It should actually be under the path so and so, and not under pathway so and so. The other thing was we don't evaluate you, but we evaluate your speech. So we would be careful in saying we evaluate a speech, but not the speaker. Pronunciation, I did find somebody say the counter. We have to be very careful. It's the R counter and not the a counter. So that is just, those were the few of the things that I found in today's meeting. Thank you, and over to you, Sita.
Thank you so much, DTM Arvind Nair, for the grammarian report. May I now invite our other role player, the A counter, Toastmaster Aditi Jadhav. Over to you.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello?
You are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So, good evening again. So, there were very less usage of filler words today. So, Toastmaster Roshan used only 7 Then Toastmaster Girija used only 3 after means in her speech. Aditya Sukumar used 3 in their speech. Girish used I 3 times and 4 times. And Toastmaster Shravani used 5 times. So that was the report for a counter by me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditi, for the report. Let me now commence my general evaluation report for how the overall club meeting had been conducted so far. We started the meeting not necessarily at 7 o'clock, 7:02. And I would really also wanted to highlight here that somewhere around close to that time, at 7:01, we were still looking at whether the camera issues are getting resolved. It's always nice to have these things beforehand. And some of the good practices that I have seen, having been part of a couple of clubs, is to come on a little bit early on time. And I myself am a culprit today to be just in time for my role. It will be nice to start it off a little earlier, 5-10 minutes even earlier, and do all these checkings. And that's where I am reminded of our late president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and given the Independence Day theme that we have, he went on once to say, life and time are the world's best teachers. Life teaches us to make good use of time, and time teaches us the value of life. I know we're all so busy with too many things. Some sort of little bit of learning here and there around how important time is will really help. I did hear a few disturbances throughout. Maybe some of the speakers accidentally had turned on the mics. It can happen as long as it's an accident, that's fine. But then it will be nice, there are other participants here, and we had a speaker all the way from Behran tuned in and giving his important speech today. So it will be helpful if we be more conscious and ensure that we turn off our microphones, mute ourselves. Overall, the basic rules were called out very clearly by the president as well as the SA when he introduced the president. The role player's definition was also clearly called out. At one place, and everyone makes a mistake, and as a general evaluator, I really need to highlight, sometimes the gender, we kind of mix it out. When the introduction to our Toastmaster of the day was done, she instead of she, he was used. So I had to really highlight. And I have to say this because just before this session, I went in for an eye evaluation, and the doctor had applied some sort of a dose onto my eyes, and the pupil really dilated. So I had to keep my ears also dilated and observe a lot. So a little bit of carefulness on that would be helpful. The team had introduced the education session speaker quite aptly. DTM Roshan, I'm not sure if he's still on the call. He started off very well with the humor, and that really hooked on to what he really wanted to communicate. And the way that he used a proper demo by taking us all to the website really helped. And I personally, having been with a couple of clubs, there's a lot of new findings that I really learned from it. So that was really good. Coming to the speakers, I think they were on target in terms of what their objectives were. We all heard our evaluators speak about it. There's nothing new that I would want to add. I really wanted to bring in a special mention to our Toastmaster of the day, who had to wear multiple hats. It's not easy. I've seen, some of them take up multiple roles. She had to come in, monitor the chat messages, and call out what each of those messages really want to the appropriate speakers. It was not an easy job, and especially when she had to introduce herself as a team mod and then the speaker and then the evaluator was quite challenging, and kudos to you for that, Toastmaster of the Day, Girija. I found the spotlighting was there, but again, we're all leaning towards perfection. Somewhere here and there, we found there was a slight delay in getting the spotlight on. Maybe our Zoom master, not sure whoever is a Zoom master here, might wanted to observe that. In terms of the order of who needs to come in first, I did make a mistake by not calling out the timer after once the evaluation was done. So it was important to highlight that. Thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Arvind for letting us know, and we got it right. There was a R counter hiccup that we figured it out, and instantly it wasn't let to prevail. There was a suggestion and we accepted it, and that's the right way, right? We don't anticipate things. We have to really be impromptu and take some action. So that way I found we immediately switched on to the timer. That was a great way of getting things moving. On our speaker 3, with due respect, I understand that sometimes we might not be in a position to communicate that we'll be there for the meeting, not there for the meeting. As a general evaluator, it is important for me to highlight, because I was also not very sure if there is going to be a speaker 3 or not. It will be always a good practice to let the team mod or any important club member know in advance that you would not be participating. And last observation that I had was the third evaluator for the speaker had changed, and the agenda that I had received did not have it. So that swap would have been, even a chat message from any of the important club committee members to me would have really helped. So these small aspects, if we really factor in, I'm sure the quality of this club meeting, this is joint club that I'm seeing, I'm able to relate it to how we normally have it in advanced elites, which is I feel proud to say it's in a different league altogether in terms of the observations there. So this is really a good club meeting, I would say. With that, let me hand it over to our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Girija.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sitaraman. As always, very precise, crisp, and comprehensive. That is the beauty of the way you put things. Wonderful. Our Toastmaster grammarian Arvind Nair had to leave, and I just was thanking him as he left. As we move on, I like to hand over to the presiding officer. But before that, I think Sriya Jambulkar, who is the VP Education and who has also been doubling up as a timer today, I would like her to just tell me what is the result of the poll. Did she get the answer for the first poll and the second poll? I've asked in the chat people to write to the timer because I could not launch the poll.
Yeah.
There is yes.
Yeah. I launched the poll and I got the results, and the certificates are ready. So with the permission, I would like to present the certificate as well.
For all the roles?
All the roles.
Okay, but I did not get the poll. Anyway, no problem. For the speaker, for the evaluator, grammarian, everybody?
Yes.
Madam, you will not get the poll because you are one of the hosts.
Yes.
So it will be there only for those people.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Very nice. So if you can share the certificates, if you are able to share.
Let me share this.
You can remove the names that are not.
Yeah.
You have done it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've done it.
Thank you.
Is it visible?
I think the screen sharing is happening. It says, Shriya, yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so this is the results out, and congratulations from Eloquent Elites Toastmaster and L&T Toastmaster Powai chapter. The best speakers presented to Toastmaster Girija Deshpande.
Thank you. Thank you.
The second one, the best role players, goes to none other than our DTM Arvind Nair, grammarian for the day. Congratulations, sir. The third one, which the best speech evaluator, presented to Annadata Murli Manohar, distinguished Toastmaster. Congratulations, sir.
Sorry, this is to be Sita Raman, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So the spelling was.
You can
was
edit
mentioned.
that. Yes. The last minute, the general evaluator changed, so you can edit that, and we'll send it to you. Yes.
Is it right?
Excellent. Yes. Yes, you're right.
DTM.
He's not.
Okay, put TM.
TM. Space. Yes. Is it right, Sita Raman?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful. So thanks a lot, Shreya, for that support. Now we hand over to the presiding officer for the day to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you all for attending this meeting, this joint meeting with talented Toastmasters Powai. We had wonderful meeting, although we would have loved to have all the people who had joined in the meeting to remain till the end, but I guess they had some different priorities. With this, I adjourn this meeting. I cannot invite you for, as we say in Rotary, I invite you for dinner. I invite you for dinner at your own homes.
Thank you. But before that, if anybody would like to give any feedback offline, we can stop the recording and then we can just take it offline. I think recording stop.
With your permissions, may I speak?
Yes.
No, stop the recording.
Yeah.
Goes to whoever it is.
I'm just
So-
it's not able to. I don't know where it went.
Yes.
Who is the host who has started that?
I had
Oh,
started it in between.
No, but why is not? Why this is not stopping?
No idea.
So I think it might have stopped because I
I think
don't see.
the recording is going on. Wow.
Yes.